Every night for Halas, what it is, what it do. Since Bobby Ingram, Curtis Ennis, know that we been loyal even when we wasn't winning. A trusted source for the news. Every night for Halas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
We did that intro for Barber's Chair.
Yeah, we've had it for a while. Welcome back to work.
Goodness.
Actually, we've only had it for like 2 weeks. It might not even been 2 weeks. It might be 10 days. It was recently added to that. But we are here. It's been a while. I counted. It's been like almost 10 weeks since the last time we did a pod. Last time we did a pod, Justin Fields had only been traded for like a day or two. So
a lot has happened since then.
A lot has happened since then. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Want to retweet this. It's your guys, Scott and Flows. 79th and Halas back in the building. For those of you who want to know why it took us so long to do this podcast, both of us have had voice problems over this last 2 months. You know what I'm saying? To say the least. So, my brother had it at first, and I had it. And so, it's been a whole bunch of stuff going down. So that's why we didn't do an immediate draft podcast, because the night of the draft, I was in the hospital. So, there was a lot of things going on, but we are back here, man. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Barberchair Scott. You can follow Flows at Flows Andolini. Follow the Barberchair Network at Barberchair Net. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody for watching this, man. Shout out Alex in the chat, says we are back, baby. Yes, we are. We are back. Joe, how you feeling?
Tired. I just worked. So besides that, I'm good, man. If we're talking sports right now, I'm doing my best I'm doing my best to remain as objective as I can. Today was a good snap back to reality. You make you realize, okay, this is still a rookie quarterback. You were there. You saw Caleb get smoked by the defense. Bear in mind, this is 7-on-7, which means it might be even worse if there's pads on. It might be even worse if there's pads.
Niggas was talking today. My man Jaquan is the loudest talker. He was talking today. Funniest part, the DJ played that Migos and 2 Chainz. I forgot the name of him. Was like, you niggas in trouble. And like Caleb threw like a burger. He threw a BLT in the end zone, and Jalen Johnson knocked him out. By the way, number 1 looks actually good on Jalen. Pause. That's a good cornerback number, I believe. When he knocked down, and then both of them was doing the dances in the end zone. But yeah, man. But go ahead, continue.
So it's I think it was necessary for this to happen. It was necessary. That way I could, say what I've been telling everybody else.
Bang. I said pause.
Which is it's a rookie quarterback, and it's going to take some time for him to grow and be acclimated, because it's the progression of football. When you get to varsity in high school, you're the best in your school at that position. When you get to college, you're amongst the best at the amateur level for what you do. Either you beat out some people from different states, your own state. But when you get to the NFL, you are the best in the world at what you do. It don't matter if you a third stringer, you're the best at what you do.
Yeah.
So for Caleb to go from this, being in college, Heisman winner, highly touted draft pick, to now you got to play with the big boys. And it's like the worst team in the NFL is drumming any college team. Like, some people thought that one Bama team, they could win the NFL. No, you can't. Because that entire offensive line are the guys who were the guys in college. So I say all that to say I'm feeling nice and level-headed now, because it allows me to try to – I feel more objective, though it is hard to be objective, because Caleb's a talented player.
Joe's definitely is the objective. I'm not a journalist, but I want to be as close to a journalist possible of the tandem.
It's funny. I had that conversation with Shakia. She's like, "You're a journalist. You're not a journalist. You don't have to try and remain objective. You're media. You're a reporter. You can be that personality."
Exactly.
But I'm
shout out to the homegirl, Shakia.
Of course, I will never actually call myself a journalist, because I'm not. I don't have the degree, to call myself a journalist. But at the same time, I know that I cover them, and I do want to present some objective from the perspective of someone who enjoys the team. So, that being said,
I try to. I'll present being objective, but I have fully embraced the sports media personality aspect. I don't have to be. And if I want to go full meathead fan, I will do that. But sometimes I can be fully objective and just be real with y'all. I could have sugarcoated today's practice, but I didn't want to. I was like, let's just keep it a buck. It was terrible. But we'll get into that in a minute. But let's talk about the last month in the world of the Bears, because a lot has happened. I want to get your opinion first, because a lot of people who watch this show, um, are also fans of I'm Not Gonna Hold You, so they know a lot of my opinions. We haven't heard your opinion on the last month, the draft, you know, everything that's happening in the world of Bears stuff.
I have my opinion of everything is I have been pleasantly surprised and kind of terrified with how well it's been. I mean, coming to the draft, I'm like, yeah, we're getting Caleb. They're getting Caleb. I'm never gonna forget my first time on was a Comcast Sports Zone with Jared Payton.
Shout out to
He was like,
homie
oh
G.
yeah, make sure you say we're and what's the dude's name? Oh, what was his co-host?
Josh. Was it Josh?
Something?
Josh Friedman, I think it was.
And he said, "I'll make sure you say that." I'm like, "That's right." Because on top of that, I'm not a Bears player. I'm not in the organization. It ain't we, it's them. But I've been pleasantly surprised with how well they've handled just becoming a modern team. And the draft. First of all, getting Keenan Allen was a very smart move. It's not like you're paying a crap ton for him. He's 30 years old, but he does not have to take the number one role like he did with Justin Herbert. He can honestly be a 3 if Rome pans out more, even more than people expect. And so that's a great sign. You get Jared Everett coming from the Chargers again, who I think is a very solid possession tight end. I'll be honest, I don't know much about his blocking, so I can't speak on that. But I do know he's a very solid pass catcher. And so he backs up Cole Kmet. Then you add in Rome Odunze, one of the best college wide receivers. I mean, him, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors were vying for who's the best wide receiver in the draft. Of course, we know the best wide receiver in the draft was Marvin Harrison Jr. But after that, I would probably say Rome Odunze for the simple fact that I think he played at that high level for longer than Neighbors did. Neighbors was back-to-back 1,000-yard receivers in a breakout, 1,500 yards, 10 TDs, something crazy. But I do think Rome's play was more consistently that high for longer. So you add all those things
and for 2 years too, right? Penix wasn't there the year before last, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think he was.
No. And so adding all of that up, you're coming to a situation where I'm kind of shocked. I don't know how to feel. I've talked to Steve, and I think, how in the world should I feel right now? Should I feel like just like so galvanized and like, yeah, man, this is it. They're going to be this incredible team, or should I be afraid like typical Bears fans are, because the Bears have a history of being ass? You know what I mean? And so right now I'm very confused. I am very, very confused. And then going back, I had to look it up. Yeah, Malik Neighbors has played with Jaden Daniels the past 2 years. And Michael Penis Jr.
Give her that big Penix energy.
Which was just crazy. I don't know why he said that. Whatever. No. Penis was with Washington 2 years too. So no, they played under the same quarterback. But I am going to be biased and not even speak logically and just say, based on a dude who's getting like 1,600 yards, 92 receptions, and that amount of games, 15 games, 13 touchdowns, is just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he has the size for it. Size for it. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Now, of course, what's your name ain't no slack either, but I'm going to stick with the fact that, in addition, that Rome is 6'3". Add all that up, all my ranting, I am very confused. I don't know what to feel right now.
Can I unconfuse you for a minute?
No, I don't want to hear your delusion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think Bears fans, and this kind of goes to a topic we had later, but we're just gonna merge it into one, because that's what we do. We don't really follow the rundown. I just want to tell Bears fans this. Yes, we have the PTSD of things didn't work out. Ooh, I hate when people say, "Oh, we was happy about Justin." Yes, we was happy about Justin, but that's a different happy. You know what I'm saying? The happy with Justin is like, you know, the girl who she's cute, but she's not. She doesn't feel like she's unattainable. You
You're
know what
getting
I'm saying?
problematic, brother. I want to keep you on the Bears.
I'm not
You
getting.
might want to
I'm not.
abandon this.
I'm not getting none.
You
I'm
might
not
want to
getting.
abandon pursuit.
I'm not getting problematic. She doesn't feel like she's unattainable. Caleb is like you find you get the baddest woman in the school if you're in college. I'm not Drake. Let's be very clear. That's what it's like. Or in the word of Future, I love good girls, but I love bad bitches. Like that's exactly what
No,
it
it
is.
would have been problematic Drake level because that's illegal. Shout out to K Dot, best rapper actively, second greatest all time. Sorry. I haven't had a chance to be on. I'm not gonna hold you like everybody else has and talk about this. So anyway,
Okay, you said that like you haven't gotten an invite to come on.
hey man, I'm busy.
Exactly. So anyway, like I was saying, this is a different kind of thing. I call this the year of the phenom. We see Wimbenyama just won Rookie of the Year, unanimous Rookie of the Year. He was first team All Defense. He was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. This nigga can't drink alcohol for another year. You got Caitlin Clark, was amazing in the tournament. She's having a little tough start right now, but she's also, she's a number one draft pick. All the eyes in the WNBA are on her. And Caleb is that prospect in football. You know what I'm saying? And so when you get a guy like him, so for anybody who's nervous about past Bears things, the Bears have never been in this situation ever. Like outside of Mitchell Trubisky, and we all knew that was a bad draft pick the day it happened. But outside of who name a quarterback we drafted this time. In fact, the last time the Bears even had the number one draft pick that they actually used, unlike last season, was like the 70s, if that, 60s, something. It was a long time ago. So you look at this and also what Ryan Poles has done. We've seen a completion of Ryan, not really completion, but we've seen Ryan Poles' vision that he stated 2 years or 2.5 years ago when he got hired, get to the point where you can actually see action. You know what I'm saying? Where you got, he did everything right, even from the trade of Justin Fields. Justin Fields finally spoke to the media this week, the Pittsburgh media. My boy looks happy. He looks rejuvenated. I like what he heard. He said, "Look, I'm not here to, be on the bench all year. Like this is a competition." You know what I'm saying? He said, "I wanted to be here even before Russ got here." And then he said, "I like we said, Coach T might be the best coach ever." I'm like, I bet he is. If Mike Tomlin could convince me to jump off the sixth hour, like, and convince me that I'd live. But he said that his agent, David Mulligetta, which I think is the best football agent out there, was in constant communication with Poles and told him this is where you want to go. And Poles said no to a lot of deals where he could have got more just so he could send Justin to the right team. So I feel like Poles has done everything right from there. The whole process he went through with Caleb and getting Caleb, hiring Shane Waldron, who's known Caleb since 2017. And we found out, rookie minicamp that Caleb's had the playbook since March. You know what I'm saying? He's been studying since March. And one observation I made today, now this might be a dumb observation, but it's an observation. Speaking of observations, shout out to you for making the Stu Guys Weekend observations. You already did something that I want to do in my media career, so congrats to that. But he has the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady play call wristband. I noticed that today. I was like, huh, it's interesting. It doesn't mean anything, but it was interesting to me. But he's had the playbook since March. And even DJ said, the last, we knew he was coming in. We had to play like we didn't know he was coming in. So you got Caleb. He's in a good situation. You traded for Keenan Allen. Remember the first day or two of free agency? Everybody, the Bears aren't going to get a wide receiver. Poles is fat. Everybody losing it. And then he trades for Keenan Allen, one of the best wide receivers in the game. And then on top of that, this is when you should know this isn't your daddy's Bears. What will Bears teams usually do at pick 9? When they already have the number one wide receiver in DJ Moore, you already traded assets for Keenan Allen. What would they usually do? They will go for defense at 9.
Yeah.
No, Pole's like, I'm doubling down. Let me get Roma Dunze. In fact, he was so thirsty to get Roma Dunze that Ian Cunningham had to convince him not to trade up to get Roma Dunze. So you see all the things that are coming together. This is just the new Bears. I understand you being worried. This is like, everybody who's just afraid to fall in love. I might get my heart broken. Okay, but you got to be vulnerable. Open yourself up to football love. Bears fans. That's what I tell you. Honestly, at the end of the day, can it really get worse than what it's been? Can it really get worse than what I think now? Okay, let's just say Caleb fails. He's a bust. Okay, back to the franchise we've always been. You lose nothing. You lose nothing. You're still going to root for this team. You lose nothing. But what if he's not? You open up a world of possibilities. You get to watch your team playing January football, maybe February football on a yearly basis, and you can tell your kids that this is the new era. There's kids of Cub fans who don't know nothing about the 100 years of misery. All they know is this team used to win. That can be the new reality for Bears fans. That's why I say it's okay to have expectations. And I know somebody told us that we were being juvenile for saying that, we were laughing at people for not having expectations. You can expect what you want. If you want to keep the low expectations, cool. Just don't be trying to bring our light down for the people who have high expectations. We having fun. The eyes are on the Bears, and that's how it should be, man. Look what the Knicks just did. I know I got a lot of New York homies. I ain't never seen them niggas that happy. You know what I'm saying? And the Bears have a generational prospect. Jalen Brunson's good, but I think everybody when he signed that contract was like, he only hooped when Luka was hurt because nobody expected anything from him. And he became probably the best Knick since Patrick Ewing. I love Melo. Melo one of my favorite players, but Jalen Brunson's better Knick than Melo. I'm sorry. We just gotta keep it a buck. He's better Knick than Melo. Because of what the team has been done better in his time than it did with Melo.
Like what?
Back-to-back playoff appearances.
Has Carmelo not had back-to-back playoff appearances?
Not back-to-back playoff appearances, but one round. Melo only won one round as a Knick.
Fair.
Anyway, my point is, be happy and don't worry about it. And like I said, if everything burns down, you still right here. That's why I'm at with it. But let's move on. Let's talk about. I've been on ground on the ground taking care of this. Shout out to one of the Halas security today. That's my guy. He's super cool. I came in, and by the way, there's been a line to get in the Halas Hall now. That's how you know there's more eyes on the bill. Like, who are these niggas? Like, usually I just get in and out with no problem. And I felt a kind of an importance when everybody takes a long time. They make sure on their list. I come up, all right, Scott, park over here. But today I was getting ready to park in. I'm blasting my future. And my man's was like, Scott, not that I don't love to see you, but when's Joe coming back? I was like, I don't know. Joe's at work. Leave me alone. Anyway, it's been rookie mini camp. I was there for a day. Today, they've had OTAs pretty much all week, but today was the first time that the media was allowed. We're only allowed once a week.
Okay.
So I think next week is Friday. And then after these next two OTA practices, they get like a week off. Then it's mandatory camp. From June 4th to 6th through 6th. I plan to be at least 2 of those 3 days. I'm trying to be all 3, but it really depends on what my car situation is looking at the time. But I'm gonna try to at least be 2 out of 3. And man, what I've peeped, today was a bad day, but I think that who's my man that just signed? Kevin Byard. He said something real great today. He said, "Yeah, we got at him today, but I'm not gonna lie, he got us in the first OTA. He said he got us real bad in the first OTA practice this week, and that's why he wanted to get it back. But I told him, we're going to make you better. That's our goal, is to make you better." And one thing that I noticed, body language is a big thing. And not to say Justin had bad body language. It was just hard to read Justin's body language.
He had no body language.
Yeah, he had no. Justin had resting bitch face. Like Justin, he wasn't. Justin was never in a bad mood. That's just how he is. So you couldn't really tell if Justin was frustrated or not. You can see it all on Caleb's face. Caleb was not happy today. But one thing that I loved is when he made a mistake, and he made a lot of them today, he would look on his play sheet, on his wristband, and he would talk to Waldron. There's a lot of communication between him and Waldron, a lot of communication between him and DJ. Now, one thing they didn't say out of the bad things that they said today, he did have one touchdown today. It was a scramble touchdown to Dante Pettis, who I forgot was on the team till this morning. He wears number 81 now. And so even with that, I want Bears fans to understand this. I understand he is a generational prospect, so I'm probably talking to a brick wall right now. But I'm personally, from me, Barbershop Scout on Twitter, am not doing the everyday Caleb updates with you niggas. Last summer was annoying with Justin as it was. I personally am not doing that with y'all. I'm not cussing nobody out of nothing. I'm just not paying attention to it. I'm just not paying. This is it's gonna be a constant thing. And honestly, you get that out now.
Yeah.
I'd rather him get that out now. And that's even we'll talk when we're in the pod with the schedule, but just quickly on the schedule. That's why I'm glad that the division games are at week 11 and after. Give Caleb 2.5 months to get as much game under before you face Detroit, Green Bay. And even though I don't think Minnesota's going to be very good, Minnesota's going to compete. You're not going to blow them out.
They're honestly they're in a similar situation that the Bears are. It all depends on if JJ McCarthy fuck Michigan is going to be good. He's not. But, if he is good, Michigan sucks. It will take the entire offense to another level. Michigan is ass. So it never really, like I said, they're in a very, very specific spot, because they're in a very similar spot because it all depends on if the dog shit quarterback from Michigan will be good.
You would have loved. I'm not gonna hold you this week because I got Maury.
I just wish I was like Oklahoma and I had some sort of sign I could throw down like this because I would love to do that.
I got Maury.
Throw down the OH, but what the fuck does Michigan do? Whatever they do, I would love to throw it down.
I got Mariano was on. I'm not gonna hold you this week, and he had his Michigan champions shirt on, and he said now that we didn't have an Ohio State quarterback anymore, he can wish well on us. That's what he said. I love the thing. He said Flores gonna blitz Caleb. He probably is, but Caleb I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, anyway, what I was saying is like it's a process, bro. And really anything, if I could take anything solid from OTAs and rookie minicamp, is that for the first time in my life, I feel like the Bears have a plan and they're doing it right. Like as far as Caleb getting into it, playbook, he's learning stuff, and I think a lot of people worry about what JSN said about Waldron. Yeah, I ain't really like it like that. And like also, you was a rookie wide receiver playing with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. You weren't gonna get that many looks to begin with.
Yeah.
So to have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen come out and say, "Oh, we love this game," hopefully that calms some nerves. I know it won't. But even though you weren't there, what do you think about just the overreaction? Like it could be from yesterday where Caleb does an amazing, Patrick Mahomes throwing 7-7, people are losing it. Today where I'm like, yeah, he got 3D through a table, and some people I say majority of people, at least in our mentions, were reasonable. Yeah. But there were some people who were like, what do you think about just the overreactions on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I don't follow Bears Twitter, so there's that. I don't care what they think.
Smart man.
And it's not because they're like I'm so above them, but I got tired of it, man. Justin Fields' experience, as much as I loved him, as much as he's from the greatest university to ever exist, Ohio State, the Ohio State, as much as I love the fact that he was there, fuck Michigan, and he beat the shit out of Michigan while he was there. Never forget, you lucky, if CJ, as cold as CJ is in the NFL, he couldn't get the job done. Justin, and you know what that nigga Haskins did to y'all. Anyway, as much as I loved him there, the experience was tiring here in every single mention. What is he doing now? Was he good? Was he that? And it was too much. And so I muted and unfollowed a lot of people within that space because I just didn't care, And to say how that's feeling now, I have no clue because everybody I mentions tends to be very, like I saw people say, he has to have this. If you don't expect that to have him, I don't know to tell you. And some people are there saying he may not be the guy. He may be the guy. And I wonder if it's just because our collective tiredness with the fact that we went through it with Justin already. You know what I'm saying? As fans, we went through the will he be good? Won't he be good? And so, yeah, that's my take.
I also think, too, is like, when I hate when people say, oh, he better do this. Because to me, that still comes from a place of I'm mad they traded Justin Fields and I want him to, and I want y'all to live to these unrealistic things. And I think the people who, and you can see this in the Caitlin Clark discussion too, stop building them up to what the media said. Use your own eyes. But that's the thing. Did people actually watch Caitlin Clark at Iowa? Did people actually watch Caleb Williams at USC? The answer is probably no. Some of y'all are just going off what the media says, knowing that the media is making talking points for you to argue about. Prime example, this Apple Music list that came out yesterday. Everybody's yelling about it, but guess what? They won because you niggas been talking about it for the last 30 hours. That's the point, to make engagements. And the same thing with this Caleb Williams and Caitlin Clark thing. But Before we get to the actual schedule breakdown, now I still have my win losses from when we did this on I'm Not Gonna Hold You a week ago. I want to go through that with you. But my question for you before we get into that, Caleb's still a rookie. What do you think? If I asked the crew this on I'm Not Gonna Hold You, do you have any realistic rookie concerns for Caleb starting the season? And if so, what are they?
Holding on to the ball too long.
Oh, he did a lot of that today, boy.
Um, he held on to the ball too long at USC.
Yeah.
And so what will you do? And I've seen him make plenty of NFL throws in college, plenty of tight window throws, plenty of scrambling. How the fuck did he get that ball there? However, I do know that, and it's not even all he's looking for the home run. I think that's an unfair thing to say about him. I don't think it's that at all. I think he just wants a big game more than anything. And it's not the home run 20 game, but like he wants 10 yards every play. And then that's a problem. And it comes down to the fact that you're no longer the best athlete on the field anymore. They're all the best athlete on the field. And so holding on to the ball is my number one thing. I'm not worried about his arm strength. I'm not even worried him, Justin, about can he deal with reads? He deals with reads great. I don't think he's ever really struggled in that department. It's will he just throw it out? Will he take what's there? Was it boom, boom, throw, boom, boom, throw? Like the two big throws we saw from OTAs that the Bears posted, they were all scrambled. It's like, what were you throwing that wasn't there? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my concern.
Yeah, and today too, like he did a lot of scrambling today too, but I feel like today the issue was either nobody was open or they were open and he held on too long to it. So also I want to throw this out there, even though it doesn't matter because it's an OTA, but Roma Dunze didn't practice today. He pulled his hamstring in day 1 of rookie minicamp. Flus did say that he's ramping up and should be ready to practice next week. Keenan Allen was not there. Now remember, OTAs are not mandatory. They are voluntary. But Keenan wasn't there because this is his wife's birthday. I think his wife and his daughter's birthday. So I'm guessing he was in Los Angeles or California, whatever, but he wasn't there today. He was there earlier this week. DJ Moore was there. So really, Caleb just had DJ, Dante Pettis, Nate Osborne, and even Cole practiced, but he wasn't practicing a lot. Like Cole maybe had 2 or 3 plays a day. Cole wasn't really out there. A lot of people, Nate Davis didn't show up. Like, bro, leave Nate Davis alone. Like leave Nate Davis alone. We saw last year with the mother thing. And he was like, well, I understand it. Now they're getting back on him. If the team don't worry about it, I don't care. Even Flu said today, we don't take attendance. He says we don't 100% know who here or not here. We don't take attendance. Only the media be taking attendance. I just want to throw that out there that, really he was only throwing to like DJ and a couple other people. But
that's going to make it harder when you're back to the situation damn near last year.
Yeah.
You just got DJ. You better find DJ.
Exactly. Before we get in the schedule, what do you think about the schedule release video?
Hilarious. I loved it.
I loved it too. Not as good as last year.
I can tell they filmed that video the day that Rome and Caleb first came to Halas Hall. I'm like, then they got on the same suit.
I think they did majority of it before Caleb and them got there. And then they edited that part later.
I'm talking about Caleb and Rome specific part.
Oh, okay. Because even if you look at the picture, Caleb and Rome, like, the picture they put out for the schedule, Caleb and Rome are photoshopped in it.
Yeah. That's
the funny part. But, yeah, I liked it, too. They did Ferris Bueller's Day Off, mixed it with Mean Girls with Kyler Gordon. Like, you don't even go here. Yeah. Not as bad, not as great as last year. When last year they did The Bear.
Last year was hard.
10 out of 10. But this one was really great. I like DJ. DJ's funny just because DJ funny just because DJ one of the people who like they not tell joke funny. They just naturally funny. That's who DJ is. And then I liked how Caleb and Rome came freshman year. So I think they did a good job. I think the Chargers won with theirs when they had Harrison Butker in the kitchen. And then they had Aaron Rodgers. Baby was made from 5G. It was hilarious. I think they won it. But we're gonna go through the schedule breakdown of of course the way early wins and losses. I already have mine on my phone. Do you want me to go first, or you want to go for it?
No, you go ahead.
All right.
I mean, would it be better if we just went through it together?
Go to hell, Bang.
What Bang is talking about?
He's just trolling. Oh no, you talking about the Bear? That's what he is. We arguing about that. I'm not gonna hold you. Not know what you're talking about. The Bear is good TV. Bang, picked up for season 5 already. Anyway, yes, you want to go by game by game?
Yeah.
Okay. So starts off. By the way, I was shocked that they only got 3 preseason. I mean 3 primetime games, but I was informed by one of my homies who actually works with the league. I'm not gonna say what he does, but he told me that the league looks at it more. He said, "Bang watches Matlock." Exactly. But he was told me the league, the importance of the Bears. They actually look at it as more standalone games than the actual primetime games. So the Bears actually have 5 standalone games because London counts as a standalone game, and the Thanksgiving game counts as a standalone game. And also, if the Bears are good,
and we will be there. And we
will be there. And by the way, also, if the Bears are good, they're probably going to get flexed second half of the season. But week 1, noon at home against Will Levis. And who just signed? Oh, yeah, my man Calvin Ridley, and the Tennessee Titans, and Kevin Byard's old team. And also, they just signed my man from Kansas City. Who was this? Who's their corner? He was balling last year.
I don't know.
His name escaped me. But anyway, at the crib, I'm going win. Now, a lot of people think they're gonna hold on. I think a lot of people are gonna think that they're gonna blow them out. I think Snead. That's who it was. Thank you, Alex. It was Snead. But I don't think they're gonna blow them out because I think it's crazy to think week 1 rookie and they have a very good secondary. They're gonna blow them out. But I do think Kale's gonna have a solid game and they'll win this one.
For me, first off, I love Will Levis as a quarterback. And it's not that he was.
You love him?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I'm using love very,
okay.
What's the word? Loosely. But yeah. He has some of the best arm talent I've ever seen in a quarterback because the fact that he can fit passes in there. He's literally what you would want in a prototypical quarterback. 6'3".
They say that about every tall white quarterback.
Nah, this is different. Because once, like, for instance, like somebody like Josh Allen, I would have never watched fucking Delaware to know how he was. Whereas Will Levis in Kentucky, I watched enough to know how he was. Uber athletic. I mean, he can get out the pocket if he needs to. Cannon, accurate, and I just like that. If he has a good development, and I know nothing about Titans development to tell you whether he will be good, but I think with good development, he's a very, very – he has what I like to call – he can either be just like serviceable or he can be a star, not a superstar, but a star because he has all of the talent in the world to do that. So that's the wild card. And because I think he'll do a solid enough job, it'll be a close game. And then it's the NFL. I don't know if I will ever vote for a freaking blowout in any game. Like the last year, what happened last season when the Dolphins beat a team 70-20? Was that the Broncos? They beat 70-something, 20?
Shit, the Broncos let you talking about the Broncos. The Dolphins let the Broncos beat them. The Broncos let the Dolphins beat them by 70. That's what it was.
And then that entire team changed toward the end of the season. They got better. So it's like I never vote for blowouts. I will say the Bears still win that game because the Broncos the Titans have a good defense.
They got a good second.
They're not good offensively.
Yeah.
The Bears have a good defense and the tools to be a good offense. I'm going to go with Bears.
And also, this is the same Dolphins team let Will Levis come to their house and mow them down on Monday Night Football.
Nasty, too.
Which caused them seeding at the end of the playoffs, which sent them home because they had to go see Kansas City in 0-degree weather in week 1. I also think, like you just said, not predicting blowouts. That's why I don't really like the strength of schedule thing where they have you don't know which team's going to be good or bad.
It only works in college.
Yeah.
College, it is absolutely a strength of schedule. Speaking of that, NCAA, oh my God, you're back. Such a great time.
I love all the tweets that come. Somebody said that they're gonna be in somebody's house like Nick Saban doing
that had me crying. It's so funny. Everybody's talking about, oh man, I'm gonna make Morehouse or some obscure team. I'm like, I'm playing as the Buckeyes. I'm gonna take a powerhouse into another powerhouse. I'm gonna beat Michigan by 400 points. That's all I care about right now.
I'm gonna bring glory to U of I.
Hilarious. The last time I cared about a U of I team was my man Juice Williams and Rashard Mendenhall.
God damn, that's
good offensive team. Anyway,
But
Yeah,
let's
there's
go
no
to
such thing. Strength of schedule only matters when you're Ohio State playing fucking
yeah.
Rutgers. That's strength of schedule.
Because we
That's
don't know how many of these teams. There might be teams who were good last year who huff now. Might be teams who huff this year and be good next. You
it's
never
a
really
terrible
know.
metric. I blame
Terrible metric.
analytics.
Yeah. But week 2, you get your first
False.
prime. Hold on. Wait, man. Let me do the game by game. We do the setup. Week 2, Sunday night football, first prime time game in H Town. It will be
Ooh, in Houston?
It's in Houston. It will be Caleb Williams versus CJ Stroud. This is going to be marketed all over. You're going to hear a bunch of, here's a guy. You got a guy like CJ Stroud, amazing rookie campaign. Caleb Williams, generational prospect. Having said all of that, the Bears going to lose, and they're going to lose by double digits. This is going to be one of them, okay, we might not be ready for primetime type games. That defense is nice. They got Daniel Hunter on that offense, but they got Stephon Diggs. They got Joe Mixon now.
That's true.
Houston had a great offseason.
True. I mean, they were good with. Look what he worked with, and they were already good.
Right, exactly.
It might be a blowout.
Year 2, CJ.
You might get spanked on TV.
That might be one of them. Caleb two touchdowns, 3 pick games.
Yeah,
it might be
one
of them.
touchdown, 3 picks, and the touchdown comes with 1 second on the clock, and they got the third stringers in.
This next game to me is a sneaky game. This is a sneaky game. This is at Indianapolis, a team I think is going to be fake decent. Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson's going to be back.
And by the way, back and quarterback.
By the way, I'm not sold on Anthony Richardson yet. Y'all not going to have me gassed.
What is there to sell you on? He's done nothing.
Yeah, but niggas be talking about Anthony Richardson like he was CJ Stroud last year. I don't
understand it. What did he do? He had 3 touchdowns total because he played like 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I do like the Colts defense. But I think the Bears are gonna win this. And it's gonna look like that's gonna be a Soldier Field Dome game because Bears fans. And on top of that, also, Houston is gonna look like Soldier Field South. Because Chicago niggas live in Texas.
It's true.
Chicago, and also Chicago, the one thing Chicago niggas love, Houston. So they will be there too as well. So both of these are basically going to be home games. How you got this Colts game going?
This is a dub. I feel like this will be the first Caleb Williams coming of age game. Like where he throws like 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, that type of thing.
Yeah. The next game, man, I saw a lot of people – the Bears going to get. There's also some people in the media is like, I can see the Bears starting 0-4. I'm like, nigga, no, they're going against the Rams. I say right now, the Rams going to be a lot different without that grown man on defense. Okay, Aaron Donald is retired. He's in Pittsburgh. I like Matthew Stafford. Actually, I don't like Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford has ring protection right now. But when he comes to Chicago, let's be very clear, he's still Matthew Stafford. Bears win.
Yeah, the Bears have. I wonder what's his all-time record versus the Bears.
Oh, I have them as a loss on that one. I have them as loss. So take that.
Really?
Back. Yeah. It's gonna go. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep it as loss because I understand the rest of my schedule. That's right. You're right. I think the Bears are gonna lose in a shootout. That's what I said. I'm not gonna hold you. I think the Bears are gonna lose in a shootout. It's gonna go with the rest of my schedule. It makes sense.
I'm going to go Bears steamroll them.
Okay. Not worried about Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
We'll see what Puka does in year 2. You can't fool me. You cannot fool me. Puka is just Cooper. He's force-fed. You cannot fool me. Okay. Though I will say I think he has way more talent than Cooper Kupp does. But you can't fool me. Let's let the Bears illusion slipped out. It will be a 2-score win. The 2-score win could be 10 points.
But like towards the end of the game, like it was a close game and then maybe like a pick, which Stafford pick is gonna happen. Yeah. So after the first quarter, I've got the Bears at 2-2. That's how I've got them.
I've got them at 3-1.
Okay. So then this game, we don't judge blowouts. No, I'm judging blowout on this one. Bears Panthers at the crib, noon week 5, blowout.
Oh, they're gonna smoke the Panthers.
They're gonna smoke the Panthers. That's gonna be one of them games where Scott Tepper throws something because he realized he could have had Caleb.
That's gonna be I'm throwing honey on you, my GOAT game.
That's definitely gonna be a throw honey on you GOAT game.
So 312 Darius, he had the picture of Squidward. It's the old SpongeBob episode with Squidward. I think SpongeBob tries to destroy Squidward's clocks, and Squidward opens up a cabinet and has 1,000 clocks in it. And he had honey in the cabinet. I don't know what it was in relation to, but it's hilarious.
Shout out
to I got them smoking.
Shout out to homie 312 Darius, who shamelessly joined the Caleb crew, like I said he was going to do months ago. But yeah, that's going to be a blowout. Next one, week 6. The game is actually last on my priorities of this week because they will be in London. Mandem Scott is coming to y'all real soon. Going against Trickoff Trev and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This will be the first of the Jaguars' 2 games in London because they're like the official London team right now. But Bears are going to win this one. I'm not sold on Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's going to fall off even more further this year. I'm taking the Bears in this one.
I'm going loss, ironically. And it's, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm just
like back-to-back London losses, and they lost against the Raiders a couple years ago.
Have they ever won in London?
Well, they played London in the 80s, so I don't know if they won that game. But since they started doing a consistent London game, they've only had one.
I'm gonna go a loss. I'm gonna go a loss because Trev, he's always good for like a cold game out of nowhere. So I'm gonna go loss. Right now, I got them at 4-2 before the bye.
Okay, so I have got them at 4-2 as well. We both got them at 4-2. Then bye week. Then after the bye week, week 8, aka the Scott birthday game. This is the day after my birthday, so I'll be spending my birthday in DC, one of my favorite cities. So I'm looking forward to having fun out there. This will be the battle between the last 2 Heisman winners, Caleb Williams and Jaden McDaniels. I said Jaden McDaniels. I'm thinking about
my man. Throw some McBLTs, nigga. You finna get smoked.
Some McBLTs against Jaden Daniels. I was thinking about my man from the Timberwolves.
I see a lot of hope in Washington. Oh, he should have been first. Look at that pass. I
think Washington will be a decent team, though.
No, they'll be redrafting a quarterback in 3 years.
You have no faith in Jaden Daniels?
No.
Okay. I think he'll be decent.
He doesn't have the build for it, brother.
He said the owner of the Jaguar. Hold on. The owner of the Jags on the stadium will be. It's gonna be a home game for the Bears. He said, "Yeah, man, my man
Kyle." A lot of
Kyle.
Bears fans in London, man.
My man Kyle. I
have no clue why, but it's a lot of Bears fans.
Because the '85 Bears, they were the first NFL team to go to London.
It's funny on Twitter. There are British people who are going back to their old tweets from 10, 12 years ago when they started watching NFL games. And one person's tweet was like, "Oh man, what NFL team should I watch?" It was from 2011, and then he became a Cowboys fan. And 12 years later, he has the Oppenheimer meme like this. Like, why did I do this? And so it's funny when you're in London. I guess you just pick the team you want.
Well, the Bears have a big presence in London because they one of the first NFL teams to go to London in the '85, in the '80s, and also like remember last year when all the Ted Lasso crew went. And almost all of them had Bears jackets because a lot of London people love the Bears. So, shout out my guy Cal. He said he'll be there too because me and Cal got the same B-Day. So, shout out my man Cal. So,
it's funny because Lenore was there 2 years ago.
Everybody was there. Everybody was there. That we talking about the London game.
He was like, man, I went there and there was so many Bears fans. I thought a lot of them traveled, which did, but
that wasn't 2 years ago. That was 5 years. Remember, that was the 2019 season. Everybody was hyping up.
That was when the North even have dreads yet. He was like, nigga, they were British. I'm like, that makes sense. So, yeah.
So I've got, I think the Commanders are gonna finish second in the NFC East though, behind the Eagles. I do. I think the Cowboys are gonna take a massive step back.
It's nowhere but down from here. That's true.
And I think Dak is gone. Dak is going to be a free agent next year. Somebody's gonna pay Dak ungodly money.
One of the most, I just feel like they're cursed. You have a solid quarterback. You had all the skill players you need. You got a good defense. What the fuck happened?
Jerry Jones thought the Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor was going to break the curse. You're done. No, it's not. So I got the Bears winning this one. I think it'll be a competitive game. No, in the worst stadium in football, the worst press box in football, FedEx Field makes Soldier Field look like SoFi Stadium.
Next
one. How
you
got this one going?
That's a dub.
Okay. Next one. 3-0. This is a mid-afternoon game in Arizona against the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray back fully healthy. We get our first look at Murder Marv. This is an L. And the reason I say it's an L because them weird West Coast middle afternoon games always end dumb. I got a loss with this one.
I got dub. Okay. They have nothing. The Cardinals have nothing to compete with.
But first of all,
and that boy Marv finna meet Jalen Johnson up in person and finna get fucking smoked.
Oh, so you got Jalen smoking?
I'm sorry, Marv. I know you're a Buckeye, but yeah, no.
Okay. But you know stuff happens weird in them late West Coast games.
That's the old Bears. You told me to get rid of my delusion.
You right.
I'm getting rid of it.
You
That's
right.
the old Bears. The new
You
Bears.
right. You right. I got that as a loss though. Week 10, which is the last of the soft part of the schedule. Drake May, it might be Jacoby Brissett. I don't know when that nigga's gonna start. One of them niggas coming to Soldier Field, noon game against the Patriots. What Byron Scott say? 50.
50, it's a win.
Yeah, I'm going Bears. Now, this is where the gauntlet starts.
I have no clue what the answer will be.
Where the gauntlet starts. Week 11 at the crib. First ever Green Bay Bears game in this Jordan Love, Caleb Williams era. Like I said when Herb came on, I'm not going to hold you a couple months ago. I'm not picking the Bears against the Packers till they actually beat the Packers. So I'm going Packers.
To be the man,
you got to beat the man.
You got to beat the man. I got a loss.
Yeah, I got a loss. I think we all got that. Then week 12 at the crib, at the Vikings, either going to be Sam Darnold or going to be your boy, J.J. McCarthy. Either way, dub.
What made you go with that verse? No. Hey, my boy. Fuck that nigga. That's a dub.
His delusion has gone in a complete opposite direction.
Absolutely. I was here. I'm this way. JJ's interesting. Cold as hell in high school. Watched him when he went to IMG because it was the COVID year. I forgot what school he was before. And then he was better than whoever was in Michigan before. But he had so much talent around him, unfortunately, at that horrible fucking school that he didn't need to do a lot. So I don't know how he will be. I assume throwing him into the fire and thinking he'll be the guy is just unrealistic, whereas Caleb had to be the guy. So I'm going to go that's a win.
Okay, yeah, I'm going as win as well. So then week 13, Bears back on Thanksgiving. It'll be the first of a Thanksgiving triple header. First look at Detroit. It's a dub, baby. That's a dub. That's a dub. First of all, the Bears should have swept them niggas last year. And also, the Bears always win on Thanksgiving against the Lions. They've won the last 2 Thanksgivings. Remember the Matt Nagy game? We all thought Matt Nagy was getting fired.
Yeah.
No, and he came into the conference room so smug. He's like, who's updating LinkedIn tonight?
Yeah.
It's such an ugly game. It wasn't even Justin. It was Andy Dalton. Said Kenny Clark can be looking like Aaron Donald against the Bears. Well, that depends if Tevin Jenkins is playing. He said JJ went to Nazareth flows.
That was right before he went to IMG, right?
Before IMG, yeah.
Where is Nazareth at?
I didn't know that. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, but yeah, I got his win.
Where is Nazareth at? I just remember that because IMG is one of the most unfucking fair high schools on earth.
Yeah, IMG and what's the other? Gorman.
What up, Bishop Gorman?
Bishop Gorman. That's where Rome went.
That's not unfair. That's just a straight up Catholic school.
Yeah, but a lot of niggas be up at there.
Oh, nigga, it's Bishop Gorman, it's Mater D, it's John Bosco, a whole bunch of cold schools.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't know if Bishop Gorman is in LA. No, it's in Las Vegas. Right.
It's in Vegas, yeah.
But Mater D and John Bosco was the number 1 team last year in the entire country. Those are all LA schools. But IMG is a traveling school. Well, but their campus.
They want to get that fake college, Bishop Sycamore, and sent them to God.
Hilarious.
Yeah. If you haven't watched that documentary on HBO Max, watch him. That scammer needs to be in prison.
It's funny because I know Ryan Day said he was going to recruit JJ McCarthy. Just hilarious. Thank God.
But yes, I got to win.
He's from fucking LaGrange Park?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh, I hate him even more.
Bang said he's gonna be head coach in
Nazareth. I don't know about Chicago suburbs if it isn't like in the immediate area. I know LaGrange Park because is LaGrange Park? It's near Brookfield, right? I have no clue now. But yeah, wow.
Bang said that JJ McCarthy is going to be coaching Nazareth after his NFL career is over in 3 years.
local Chicagoland hero comes back
and
gives back to his community.
But yeah, so I got a dub over the Lions on Thanksgiving. How about you?
I have a loss.
Okay. Then week 14 in the Bay area. And not even San Francisco. It's not San Francisco. Them niggas like 2 hours away from San Francisco. It is Santa Clarita. Against the Niners, Brock Purdy, Maga Bosa. This is a loss.
This is a W.
This is the Bears are for real game?
Yes. This is when Caleb weathers a very great defense and then just starts to make everything right. And this is where Purdy goes up against a good defense and gets smoked. So I'm going to go Bears in a very, very tough nail biter. Don't have a score, but I have a dub.
Okay, granted, this is May. All this can change when we do our preseason picks
We
again.
can find out Caleb's ass for all we
Yeah,
know.
we like exactly. Then after that, back at the crib, Monday Night Football. Not actually, not at the crib in Minneapolis. At the Midwest SoFi, Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. I got another dub. We sweeping the Vikings. Sweeping the Vikings. Then we come back to the crib, noon game with Alliance. I got another dub.
I have a dub too.
Then, and by the way, this is a tough thing. You got 3 games in 10 days. All 3 of these games in 10 days. Very, very tough spot. But Thursday Night Football, day after Christmas against Seattle, I could see a loss, but I'm going to win.
I'm going loss.
I'm going to win. So then the finale at Green Bay says TBD. I'm going loss.
I'm going loss again. You gotta beat them niggas before I say you can win.
Plot twist though, but you know why it's a loss? Because we won't be playing starters. Because we clinched already, nigga. That's why. So I end up
swept in the division by them. I guess that happens.
Beating the other niggas if you beat the other niggas before them. So my final record 11-6, and I think the Bears will be a wild card team. I think Detroit wins the North. Not only that, 3 NFC North teams make the playoffs.
I can see that.
3 NFC North teams made the playoffs. What does your number come out to?
It's 11-6, same as you. Yeah, it's interesting that we have the same amount of wins. 11 wins that's a reasonable increase for a team that just got this good. You already won 7 games. You should have won 9 games.
Should have won
so
10.
This is
they
only
lost 3. They lost 3 by historically. They should have won 3 games. They should have won.
You know what I'm saying? So that team should have won 10. And it's not like, they should have beat these teams. No, they were up by a significant margin and should not have lost. So knowing that, I think 11 wins is a very reasonable thing to say. And my only shocking win for the Bears is the Niners, because I think it's the game that Caleb just comes into his own.
And it could, all Bears won. I would love for that game to be against Green Bay. That's what I would love. But I'll also say this too, for those of you like, well, that's a 4-game increase. That's big. You do know the Bears made a 4-win increase last year, right? The 2022 Bears had 3 wins. You went to 7. That's a 4-game increase. With more talent here, I don't think that's to say that. But a couple more things before we wrap this up. One, what do you think are the future Nazareth head coach? But what do you think is the win total, the bare minimum win total the Bears have to have for you to say this was a good season? For me, it has to be 9-8. That's the bare minimum. Anything under 9 wins,
over 500,
is a disappointment.
Yeah.
With all these weapons, if you can't win more than 2 more games than last year, that's a problem.
You can't be just 500 anymore because of the extra game. So you need to be 9. You get 9, I will consider this season a success. Yep. I will say this is a trend in the right direction.
Even if you miss the playoffs, if you in the hunt, and I mean really in the hunt, like the niggas, not the niggas who barely in the picture because they got to put 3 teams in there. I'm talking about really in the hunt.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what was one thing I was gonna say? It was the final thing I was gonna say. I don't remember what I was gonna say. So, we gonna wrap this up. But yeah, I got 3 NFC North teams in the playoffs, man. So I'm looking forward to this. Like, I don't think we're gonna have another powerful. Probably not to the training camp. Unless something else happens. I don't know what else will happen. Like, we're not gonna be up here doing mandatory mini camp pods. Like, I think that's not, well, niggas threw at cones today. Like, not gonna be doing that. But we appreciate everybody riding with us, man, still holding us down on the pod. This is gonna be a fun season to do the pod. I'm expecting a lot of dubs.
Remember they put that graphic with the who was it? It was Justin Fields, DJ Moore, and somebody else. This is gonna be fun. It wasn't fun.
Oh, no, that wasn't Justin Fields. That was Mr. Trubisky with that cut.
No, that was Justin Fields. It was getting ready to score a lot of touchdowns. There was a graphic for was it Comcast Sports Net? Whatever the fuck it was.
Remember that Laker cover with Dwight and Steve Nash? This is gonna be fun. Hopefully it's not one of them. But yeah, man, that's all we got for y'all today, man. Another episode of 79th and Halas.
Niggas got DeAndre Swift. I forgot about that.
DeAndre Swift. That's another one.
A nigga who's been on 3 teams in 3 years is just hilarious because he deserved to stay at every single team he was at.
You know my bold prediction?
Yeah.
And it even got even further today with Ryan Poles saying it's gonna be hard for people to make this roster. My bold prediction: Khalil Herbert gets cut.
Ooh.
That's my bold prediction. Khalil Herbert gets cut in camp. That's my bold prediction because I think they're gonna run. Because you're not gonna run with a 3-headed monster. It's not 2004.
DVD.
This is not DVD. It's not Done Vick.
What was it? Done?
DJ Duckett, Work Done, and Michael Vick. Yeah, so DVD. Yeah, exactly. It's not none of that. And they invested a lot in Roshan. They drafted him. He was there today. He took a decent amount of snaps. Gervon Dexter, I love Gervon Dexter was talking shit today. I was like, okay, that's what we say.
He had a very successful rookie campaign, so I understand where he's coming from. And he was the one me and Steve were concerned about because his pad level was so high, but he also just has brute strength. So I'm looking forward to see where he goes. I mean, how many sacks did he have last year? 2, 3? He had, I don't know, because he had 2.5, and most of them came toward the end of the season. I like what he's going to do, and he's not starting, so I like what he can bring.
Also, Montez Sweat was not there today for you hall monitor niggas who want to know who was there. Like I said, it's not mandatory. It's OTAs. But I did love to see Tevin Jenkins practice today, people. Not that he was hurt, but it's just good to see him doing OTAs.
He's just a nigga that just does his job. You don't hear about any, the biggest thing people worry about was his health. Yeah. But when he's there, man, he just does his fucking job. And sometimes it's frightening because you're like, a healthy one, if he's healthy, he's a Pro Bowler. He's that good. He has the talent of a Pro Bowler. And and this is not even Bears fandom saying, oh, this nigga be a pro. No, he's literally that good. My nigga Steve, what up?
Shout out, guys, Steve. We got to do a 3 Wise Men episode.
Literally just talking about you, Steve. Literally talking about how me and you saw Gervon Dexter. Matter of fact, you told me, you're like, man, I like Gervon Dexter when he first got drafted, but his pad height can be high sometimes. So we're talking about how we'll look forward to seeing him in year 2.
I think the Bears are expecting a lot from him this year because they didn't even try to sign a 3-tech this year. Also, Brad Biggs said, you always got to pay attention to when Brad Biggs throws little nuggets out there. Biggs said, and also Pohl said this a little bit too in his interview with Pat McAfee, that he will be looking to add a vet to the D-line after the June 1st, where, a lot of vets can be released from their team. My man Brad Biggs dropped Calais Campbell's name out there. Would not be mad at Calais Campbell 1-year deal or Grady Jarrett had a big year last year. Wouldn't be mad at either of those. So I do think that Poles will add another vet on that line with Montez Sweat. So that's all we got for y'all. You got anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I've been in my job from like 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I'm ready to go home.
He's ready to go home, and I'm ready to. I've been watching the Sky and the Liberty Sky up by 9 right now in New York against the best team in the WNBA right now. So hopefully they hold on to that. And I'm gonna watch Game 2 and hate on Jason Tatum. So y'all have a good evening. We up out of here.
7 night for Halas, what it is, what it do. Since Bobby Ingram, Curtis Ennis, know that we been loyal even when we wasn't winning. A trust